friends and acquaintances, everybody who has been here with me for a while, um, everyone who had just joined and maybe came back after many years. So we are discussing some controversial, I guess, contradictional concepts at this moment. It's really, I find it a little bit difficult to just talk about roses and butterflies in this time when the destiny of the world is on the line. And it looks like these videos do generate interest. I do have a lot of responses in my inbox. And today I would like to talk yet again, but maybe in a slightly different way, about the reasons why so many people, in particular women and mothers in Ukraine, have a major disdain for Zelensky, have contempt for fake leaders like he is. And this is not necessarily political views. I want for everybody to understand that I'm not trying to be a political commentator, especially in this video. I want you to understand the frustration of people, in particular of women, what they feel when they trusted you with their life, with their safety, with the life and safety of their children. And these fake faux leaders, and I'm just having Zelensky as an example in this video, completely fails them. That is extreme disappointment and extremely painful thing. Women have naturally Women naturally respect men who have stoic nature, because that is something so masculine and something that in every difficult life situation you can turn to. And especially if you voted yourself to be a leader, whether once again you're a leader of family, organization, or country, that means that everyone who voted for you had trusted that you are able to handle and manage very difficult and complex situations, that you are stable in your mind, that you're not a reactive kind of person. You are grounded. And when shite hit the fence, you don't go back and forth, you don't change your decisions. For example, you don't come to the most important meeting that could be the most important meeting of your life, and you come unprepared without a strategy, then you back off it, then you say you're sorry, then you coming back again. This kind of instability is really the most frustrating thing that people can get, that people can see from a leader that they had voted for. And despite of anybody's political view, I know that there is not a mother, not a woman that would find a reason good enough for her child to lose their life. There is not a reason good enough for lives to be lost. And when you choose a leader, especially a leader of the country, you're hoping that he is acting, or more like he is serving a purpose much bigger than he is. Much bigger. True leaders, they serve purpose of something bigger than themselves. And they do not put at risk people who had trusted them, people who had trusted to be protected by them. That is the major element that have been missing, and that is why there is so much frustration and so much pain and tragedy and disappointment when your country is in the war and the person that's supposed to look out for everyone in that country, for their safety, for protection of women, children, young men, and so on, that person is completely consumed with their own interest and interest of the group that they are in, that they completely neglect the reality. For example, in this case, more and more men are drawn to war against their will. And thank you, Paul. I appreciate it. Thank you. And welcome everyone who's stopping by. We have a discussion today. We are talking about the reasons for the major disdain of um, Ukrainian women, mothers, and I would say probably people in general with a lack of leadership, with a lack of true protection and stoicism in the moment when it truly counts. Um, Women generally do not choose men that are weaker than themselves. Once again, women, when it comes to leadership in the family, do not choose men and hoping that this man is going to be weaker than they are. If ladies are watching, please let me know how you feel. Have you ever um, looked for support from the man who cannot take his own decisions? And now let's translate that to a leadership of a company or especially a country. So when you are chosen, you are given great honor and great trust. And when you are indecisive, when you don't know, um, you don't know which direction to go, but yet you sign for this role, you are putting your entire country, organization, or family in a major jeopardy. You are doing disservice in this case to the entire nation. And to those of you guys who has been following me and telling me, oh, you know, Veronica, we need more leaders like Zelensky, we need more, he is such a hero. I I'm encouraging you to open YouTube channel, or open YouTube search, and in the YouTube search, look for how Zelensky, how his police in Ukrainian, it sounds TCK, how his organizations going outside, his armed men basically go outside and pull men out of the streets, out of subway, men walking. Some of these men are not even capable of being. Some of those men are not even the right age. Some of these men are physically not really capable. Some of them are handicapped. And now he's hunting for the future. He wants children age 14 boys to be on a list for military training. A lot of my friends do not, people I know in Ukraine, do not bring their children to the doctors anymore, because when you bring a child, a boy, for example, to a doctor, they take the information with an intent to pass it for the future military training. And if you had military training, you are going to be obviously in a draft. So that is absolutely insane. My dear friends, and welcome back, everybody. Warm hug, Elizabeth. I know you're watching. Warm hug. Somebody says, I never heard of this. Interesting. Yeah, I know, because it's not this kind of tyranny inside of Ukraine is not really on very many of international news sources, because I have still friends and family there. They are mortified. You know, many of them wanted to stay in Ukraine because it's their home. They didn't want to leave. But many of them are regretting it now because they are scared for their children. They are scared that this will never end. And yes, I am just sharing this with you from my heart. I'm hoping to have some of the people I know with me on the stream one of these days, that they can share firsthand what they have been through. Everybody who's joining the stream, please put a like if you enjoying this video, or if you finding something interesting, or you want to be a part of conversation. I would very much appreciate if you put a like, thumbs up. It's absolutely free. And I don't know if Elizabeth is still here. I know it's very late for you. Thank you so much for being here and still making order in the chat. I truly appreciate it. Um, so yes, welcome everybody, everyone. Elizabeth, thank you so much for stopping by. Yeah, Elizabeth is my moderator. Feel free if you have my information and my link. Some people are requesting my information. Please drop it in on a live if you could, if you would be so kind. Um, yeah, this is my email. You can reach out to me. That Elizabeth just dropped is my email, and it's my PayPal. If you want to support my channel, you can do it that way. You can also send a comment, a topic request, or ask me to analyze a situation that is related to what I'm sharing. My channel generally, I love talking about emotional intelligence, psychological, different aspects of relationships. Um, I talk a lot about polarity between men and women, and also dynamics. And my channel was previously very much known for the relationships, international relationships, so to speak, between Slavic Eastern European women and Western, mostly American men. But I also worked with men from England, New Zealand, Australia, and Germany, and so on. But right now, I just absolutely have to talk about what's going on, and your support really, really helps. You just even simply your watch time, your thumbs up if you want to see me again, or if you enjoy this video. If you don't enjoy, feel free to put a thumbs down. Um, it's your choice after all. I hope you find somebody that you like and enjoy watching. Thank you, Elizabeth. Yes, you can buy me a cup of coffee at the links that Elizabeth just posted. Although I do need something much stronger, as I always joke. Um, Welcome, everyone. Let me read some of your comments before I continue. I believe I made my main points on this, but I will still continue talking. Yes, I think that we have the world lack of stoicism at the moment, and most world leaders are falling into not having enough of stoic traits. They are trying to play with this side and the other. I don't consider negotiations and diplomacy to be in lack of stoicism. I am talking about the vision for your country, the vision for your people, the way of um, refocusing from your personal interest and gain, and focusing on the future for your country, focusing on the vision to how you're going to lead your country through the most difficult and draining and mortifying circumstances. That is what defines a true leader. Somebody who is able to see goals and visions much bigger than themselves, somebody who is looking out for the future, somebody who is thinking about their children's children, their great grandchildren, and don't really want for the world to go through the war, to go through the losses, don't want to leave a mess after themselves. The problem with these fake people, fake leaders, so to speak, um, is that they only looking out for their current interest. All they're interested in is simply a short game. Short game and don't matter at what price. That's all they care about. And that is why it is so devastating. If you just joining the live, please say hello by pressing a like button. This way I know that you enjoying these conversations and I would continue doing them. Because there are always better ways and more productive ways to spend time. But on the other hand, it's a privilege for me to be able to go live, to share thoughts with you and spread the awareness that not everything that shines is gold. Just because somebody um, put a crown, it doesn't mean make him a king or a leader. I know a lot of people are in very shock. For those who just joined, I don't know where I'm from. I'm originally from Ukraine, but I have been living in US for the past 17 years. And although I haven't been living there, but I have a lot of insights from my family and friends. And I want you to know more than you can see on the news channels. And a lot of information is very much inside the country, such as the tyranny of the person who was chosen by the people. Because I believe that catching men on the street and dragging them, forcing them into military vehicles and train them against their will is absolute betrayal for your country. It's absolute neglect of not only neglect, but it's absolute breaking of human rights. It goes against human rights. And I think that people should know about this. Um, if you feel that Ukrainian leader is a hero and everybody loves him, please watch the videos on YouTube how he recruit men to military. Uh, this is a fine example where the ego over overpowers the logic, common sense, and protection for your people. Once again, he would rather recruit the very last Ukrainian to go and die and leave children without fathers and mothers and wives without husbands and brothers and sons than pick up a phone and call that person that is in the war with him. He would call him names and he would stir up the big drama, but he doesn't have the courage to face the situation, to make that phone call and see what he can do. Despite of your political beliefs in the last 4 years of the previous administration, there was not a single peace talk encouraged. They didn't even plan to have conversations. All they plan to have is ongoing war. And now they are going as far as dragging to war men who are not even capable to fight, dragging to war children, planning to drag children to the war. That would be more correct to say. And I'm going to tell you once again, my friends are terrified. My friends and family are terrified. I'm asking one of my friends from my childhood to come and talk about it. And you know what? She's afraid to talk about it. She said, maybe we can do this stream like for your Patreon or for your other closed platforms, coffee or anything else, or membership, because I'm afraid that I will make this video and I will be hurt. And she doesn't really speak English, so I'd have to translate. And she said, I'm really afraid to show my face on camera, and I'm afraid that something will happen to my family. So this is how inside. This is a fine example how the corruption kills the country within. You have the outer enemies that trying to tear everybody apart, but also you have a leader who is an enemy of his own country and who is tearing his own country within. That is the most scariest, the most horrifying thing. So yes, I will see. I will let you know for those of you who are members on my Patreon and Coffee. Maybe I will record this video and just post it there or go live on those platforms. But I would like you to see that from a person, what it is like to be a mother in the wartime. When you wake up every morning and you scared for your child and you scared for your husband and you don't know for who you scared more. And the person that was supposed to be a leader and protector of entire nation sell that nation faster than the hot dogs sale, you know, outside. How do we say hot dogs or hot cakes or whatever they sell outside, you know, when you have a crowd to buy things, you know how the things quickly disappear, quickly getting sold. So anyway, yes, that's what we have. Now, let me read your comments. Thank you so very much. If you're just joining once again, please put a like. Let me know that you enjoy the stream. Or if you don't enjoy the stream, let me know in the comments that you're not, that your critiques or whatever else you have to say. CCGB, thank you. Sherry, thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate you. Thank you for sharing my information. And Elizabeth, also thank you. Witchmaster, hello. I am safe. I'm very blessed. I count my blessing every single moment. But I want people in Ukraine to be safe, and not only in Ukraine, in the territories, in the world, the whole point of us having leaders of the countries is that they can have diplomatic relationships and solve issues and problems in a diplomatic way and not in a way of blood and war. You know, we have devices. I am right now, I see people from different places and countries right now who are on my stream. We have all these miracles of being able to have communication, but you know, we have all these devices. We land on the moon, so to speak, but we solve conflicts with blood and destruction. In this case, would be fair to say that both leaders absolutely, you know, we all know about the leader of Russia. I don't even have to say a word. I think we all know what it is, but none of this so-called leader could be trusted because they all sacrifice their countries for the sake of their ego. Anybody who sacrifices their family, their organization, you know, place their work in where they trusted to take decisions, and especially their country, who sacrifice the interest of their country for the ego, for their you know how men compete over certain things, who has bigger, who has what, I mean, men's, how you call it, uh I'm thinking about the word in my language. When you compete with other men, when you, or you think your egotistical thing, you want to have a bigger, newer, better, and you completely take out your consideration the losses, the tragedy, and everything that this going to cost because you want to prove a point, and you go into that to the moment when you completely forget that you had this enormous trust of people. You were supposed to protect them, you were supposed to be there for them, and especially in these moments. I want to say this last thing before I start reading the comments, is that, in every relationship, professional or personal, when we are looking to our leaders in this case, um, you always count once again that they are smarter, stronger, more cold-blooded, less emotional, less reactive, that they have the capacity to handle those difficult things, and that's why you trust them. That's why you trust them with your life. You're not looking once again to hire somebody, to choose somebody to be a leader, in this case leader of the nation, and hope that they're going to be weak and they would sacrifice the people for their indecisiveness, or for their injured self-esteem, for their desire to prove a point, for their desire to win in a certain kind of contest, if you know what I mean. I don't want to say it because it's so, you know, you don't want to have leaders who are participating in the certain context, like children, like boys in the middle school do, and boys probably in the high school do, and maybe older men. I don't know if older men do it, I hope not, but you know what I mean. Nobody needs that contest, who can do it further, who can do it faster, who can do it better. The whole point is you were trusted and honored with the great responsibility of the safety, and you are failing that in because of your own your mess in your head, so to speak, your own insecurities to prove a point. So that's it. If you are ready to be somewhere else, you can. I believe I made most of my points, and I just want to interact with some of you. And thank you for joining the live stream. I'm gonna read your comments. Thank you so much for writing. I'm gonna read them a bit randomly, but thank you so much for writing your thoughts. You are really right. It's so important for the leader to be emotionally balanced and not to be impulsive. Yes, the whole point of a leader is he is chosen because he is the most stoic one. He is emotionally stable. Nobody needs an impulsive, reactive person to be a leader, and that is, for those men who miss in my relationship videos, that is a number one thing that a woman is looking in a man, in a ways of polarity, in terms of, I'm sorry guys, of in terms of support. You need to have that polarity when you know that this person is stable, this person is a rock. When you are disqualified to lead, guide country or family or an organization, when you cannot be stable, when you cannot manage your emotions, you should be fired. The moment you come, you're not prepared, you blame in something, you act entitled, you want this, you want that, the other. This is actually a very natural thing for female nature, because we are very much emotionally driven for our own reasons. We supposed to be a lot more sensitive, a lot more emotionally driven, a lot more vulnerable. But in this world, a lot of women teaching themselves to be able to take charge in things, because the fake leaders like this cannot take responsibility or accountability. Some of us, some of the ladies in the chat, I think that you would agree with me. When you have men with you in your family, organization, or country, that cannot handle that things, that put tampons in women's bathrooms, or I mean, I'm sorry, that put tampons in men's bathrooms, just in case. You just can't trust that. This is where you take your own decisions. Talking about the mess we have here in the United States, you have people that forcing such stupid narratives that, I mean, the day I will support uh men who put tampons in men's bathrooms. Please call 911. Please call for emergency. What in the world? The common sense, the reasoning, the sound reasoning is becoming so rare and hard to find. And that's why I think, talking about, I know many of you watching from United States talking about this, we know we know that we absolutely have to take our own decisions. We have to dismiss most of the things that we were fed to. We have to watch for our children. We have to protect our own children, from undesirable uh, injections and like undesirable things that they're trying to do to them against our will. So we are not, unfortunately, we are not that far with this here in the United States as well. That's all I can say. But in Ukraine, it's just the worst. Oh wow. Barack Obama joined the chat. Welcome, Barack. Tell us, how did you became such a beta leader that made things a lot worse that you found them in? Oh my goodness. All right, let me read your comments. Okay, I will avoid the stupid comments, so this way we can go faster. Thank you guys for the compliment. Yes, I would like to come to England, despite of the mess that's going on in some ways, but I would love to visit England, and I would love to visit my beautiful Elizabeth in Scotland one day. That is on a plan. I also have some families that was displaced, I guess, to England. I look after you. Can I have your phone number? Thanks, Paul. No, you cannot have my phone number, but you can comment or see how you can contact me or support my platform. Thank you, Ion. I've never heard of this. Interesting. Thank you. I'm glad that I can share something of interest. Thank you, Trust. Thank you so much for the kind words. Thank you, Border Bandit from Ireland. Appreciate it. Let me look for some questions and comments. I am currently in the United States. Yes, most countries have not got a real leadership. It's devastating. Thank you, David. Somebody says, oh, Border says Trump could have let that man speak. I completely disagree with you. There is certain etiquette and subordination. When you come to visit somebody invites you to their house. Do you talk on top of them? Or do you let them speak and finish their thought completely till there is silence? When somebody had given you an ungodly amount of support, financial support, that you are not even accountable, you say you don't even know where it went, which is very true because definitely didn't go to the soldiers and the people. When somebody gave you an honor to be at such important place, um, how in the world you allow yourself to talk over, not to mention the man who is 100 times more powerful, who done 100 times more things than you will ever do, a man who is could be your father, who is twice older than you. How do you allow yourself to run your mouth over them? And I have been, you don't, he doesn't even know the basis of etiquette, that first of all you come with gratitude, you start meeting with acknowledgement, you start meeting with a proper tone, you show politeness. That's called diplomacy. If you suddenly became a president and you don't know what diplomacy is, you study, you get yourself a coach. In Ukraine, actually, it's funny because I studied diplomacy at the university. This is where you hire people and tell them you don't know what to do on international stage, that you have no education, you only know how to be a comedian. But even if you don't know anything of the above, you do not talk and interrupt a person who is older than you, smarter than you, more powerful than you. Whether they are right or wrong, you do not talk on top of them. Period. This is what many people get wrong. They say, oh, he did do. Trump had to stop him. You don't talk some this is my difficult word simultaneously. Well, I hope you understand. I can't say it for the life of me. You don't talk at the same time with the person. You show respect. You show them respect by letting them speak, making sure that they mention everything that were supposed to mention when they invite you to respond. This is just a simple rule. And in Ukraine, we know that rule. We have a major subordination between parents, grandparents, and children. Only in US I see this when people call the teacher by the first name, or they called um, they call people who can be their mom and grandmom by their first name. It's really inappropriate. You have to understand, and this is a pivotal moment in history. This is where you were given an honor to be in the White House, which is a dream of pretty much every country in the world to be issued such a great honor. So when you are a guest, you do not come entitled. Somebody opened their door for you, you are honored. You don't come with critics, you don't come with entitlement. I hope I made it clear. And especially, you don't overtalk a leader who you don't overtalk, and you don't insult a leader that you came to ask for help from. You just don't do it, no matter the culture, no matter the language. I was embarrassed to watch it. Some of you who don't know, Zelensky was using, our full leader was using the tactics of 90s mafia in post-USSR. And I know what I'm talking about. It was a language of entitlement, forceful, disrespectful, and with no acknowledgement of what have been done, how much support have been given. I can guarantee you, if you would have a relative that had counted on you in difficult times and you had given them a lot of support, emotional, but especially financial, and they kept asking and asking, and then one time they need more of it, they come to your house and they're just like, you are not doing this for me. They start demanding this without any consideration. I can guarantee you, you would not be amused by that. That's all. That's a long answer, but I'm very passionate about this. Yes, very true, Randy. Yes. Very true. NATO should have never moved closer to Russia. It's a very complex issue, but yes, this is why the NATO and America does have responsibility for enticing this war, for pushing those boundaries, for this red red claws for the bull. It's all very, very complicated. It's definitely inhumane. Um, Yes, I don't want to get too political, guys. I'm just talking about general concepts. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Saint of them, do you know any single Ukrainian women want to resettle in US? Yes, I do actually. Reach out to me to my email, saint of the whatever. Guys, if you want to, if I can make you, if I can give you, if you get anything from this channel, if you want to meet any woman, have a real profile, have a real name and a real photo. That's just a side note. But if you want to reach out, you can. You can reach out to my email with more exact offer or request. Johnny, I don't know how I got here. God be with you. Well, thank you and welcome. I hope you will stay here. What was diplomatic about how Putin invaded? It was nothing diplomatic. Diplomacy had failed, and I won't repeat myself again. He could have been stopped and prevented, but nobody cared to do that. War is horrible, yes. Veronica, it's important for you to have this talk. Your voice is needed. Thank you, Roger. Hey, Eddie. Yes, for the money, people, for the extreme desperation to get more and more money. But again, I don't understand getting more and more money and seeing your whole, eventually your whole country demolished. There is no future for your children, for your grandchildren. That just defeats the purpose. The whole point of money is, money and power so you can enjoy them. How can you enjoy something on the ruins? A lot of people who leave Ukraine, who were forced to leave Ukraine, they actually realize all the benefits that they had but didn't know. A lot of people that I know that took the courage and left, they now look and they realize how much they had, so many things that they loved about it, the culture, the architecture, the food, the warmth. There are so many amazing things. The low cost of things comparatively to Europe. Many people had returned to Ukraine from Europe and other Western countries because they could no longer sustain themselves, and they realized how much they had. But now all the beautiful things that Ukraine had is getting destroyed because they are just trying to rob people within, and oh, I can't even talk about it. Fia, I'm sorry, I cannot read your name, but Fia Quito, I'm sorry, guys, it's really difficult for me. War is dumb, but Ukraine must be safe. They may not get back all their territory, but the standard cannot be set that nuclear powers get whatever they want. It's complicated, not me, neither you nor me or can decide this. That's why they have people they get in hundreds and thousands, if not millions of dollars in charge. That's for them to settle. Um, we're not gonna go over the complexities, but yeah, safety is very important, but you can't reach safety when you refuse to even talk about it. You cannot become the best diplomat ever lived if you refuse the very opportunity to even start negotiation process. When you refuse, when you play victim, when you get emotional and you go back and forth and you try to play one part against the other. I agree that our American leader here does his very best at this moment. Thank you, CCGB. You are so kind. Thank you. All right, I'm not gonna read the down comments. Okay, guys, whoever is still honest, or I see we have people in the room, please say hello, ask a question, make a comment. Um, Maybe you have something to say, but you're shy. Please don't be shy. Your comments make the live stream more interesting. Barack Obama, I hope you're still there, darling. Should I call you Barack Hussein Obama to be more official? Yes. Unfortunately, I feel so much pain for um, Zelensky dropping the image of Ukraine so brutally. So many people admired, and I believe still people still admire the strength and bravery of Ukrainian soldiers, of Ukrainian men, women, and everybody who has to deal with this, including children, including elderly people. A lot of people admire the spirit of Ukrainian people, but Zelensky had hurt the reputation of the Ukrainian nation by his extreme corruption and by him not being reliable and not having a very strong desire to end this. He never showed in action a strong desire to end this. He never tried to negotiate on his own. He had 3 years or more. He had more than 3 years, probably 4 or 5 years to do that. He self-elected himself, and sadly, he did not use an opportunity when the losses would be so much less. He did not take an opportunity when opportunity was presented to him so many times. He ignored and didn't show any initiative to settle things. So many people could have been alive, so many families, so much land. I can't even really talk about it. It's very, I mean, it's extremely devastating. And that is why I call him a full leader, because anytime you sacrifice people for your ego, for your desire to compete and win, you are showing that you are not in accordance to what's required from a leader. Once again, you serve a higher purpose, not your interest, not a quick gain. People who came here with this kind of mission, they think about generations ahead and what they're going to leave, what legacies they're going to leave. Zelensky going to leave legacy of demolished land, of blood, of bleeding, of the blood bleeding into that land, of the children without parents, of the men and women losing lives, arms and legs. That's his legacy. That his ego had caused so much lives. I'm not saying he's the only problem. There's definitely several sides to the story and several people. But um, sadly, he missed his chance. We are talking just about this side. There are very many, there are many aspects of this, but unfortunately, he had the most, supposed to have the most interest to save his own. If you think about this, the person who suffered the most from certain actions have the most interest to save their own. If that's your house, you have your house, your land, you have the most interest to do anything to prevent um, the destruction. It's in you have the biggest interest to stop it, or better, to prevent it from coming. And he did not look out for the best interest. And that is why it is so painful. So that is what I would like to share with you, my dear friends. I'm gonna look. I think somebody sent me a little super chat. My channel is not I don't have right now a super chat option as of now, but hopefully I will soon. Not a YouTube super chat, but if you enjoy my talks and you want to share something, you can write it in the comments below after the live is over. You can reach out to my email, and there are also ways to support my channel if you enjoy it. But to put a thumbs up and share the video is absolutely free. One second, my dear. I have to look. Just a second. I don't know if my stream is frozen. Please let me know if you can hear me. If you're still here, you can hear me. I don't know if my stream is frozen. Okay, I want to thank David. Thank you so much for the Cashapp. And he says, Veronica, I admire your courage to talk about this. Thank you so much. Just 1 second. I need to also write a quick message. All right, all right, all right. Please let me know if you can, if my life is not frozen. I hope it's not. I hope that it's not frozen. But we are going to be wrapping up anyhow, anyway. Uh, okay. I also want to say thank you to Chris. Thank you so much for your support on coffee. Thank you so much. Oi, I'm glad you are enjoying the stream. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, one of the easiest way to support, just put a thumbs up and share the video, or even and also share your thoughts, your opinions. But anyway, not everyone is cut out to be a leader. Um, that's why it is only for the chosen ones. Only the chosen ones should be leaders of the countries in this case, right? Most people are not cut out for that, but um, more people should be leaders in their own community, in their own family, and also assume the responsibility and the honor of that, because that is one of the greatest life purposes, to be able to serve your country, your community. Remain calm in a chaotic circumstance. um, Remain put together, that unshakable confidence that these kind of people have is really, really admirable. It is a lot of pressure and it's not for everyone, but um, I think that if you were chosen, if you were voted in, you might as well try your very best to protect. And I want to kind of get off topic a little bit and um, talk about when I consult men and help them with their relationship. A lot of men are very much upset or concerned that, oh, I don't make enough of this, or I don't have enough of that financially. But most women are really starved for true leadership and protection. Most women have not seen that. And a lot of times what men think that they don't qualify for something because of them not being I don't know, super rich, or super wealthy. Usually it's that being able to provide for your family is of course extremely important, but most men are lacking. Most men who struggle in relationship with women, they struggle in the department of taking decisions and being very protective of their women. Women, after you gain woman's trust, she really trusts you to protect her, to look out for her, because of our nature we are more vulnerable and more susceptible to stress, and often that ability of a man to give you that feeling that you are protected, that he is looking out for you, is very, very important. But um, most men, some men actually afraid to be outwardly protective. That is, they are, some at this point are so affected by this feminism, by third wave feminism, that they afraid to put their foot down when required. That is a topic for another video, but one of the most important thing for a leader is to be able to put your foot down for a protection. And most men, once again, whose relationship in families suffer are those men who don't know how to be a true leader, how to put that true leadership, how to take full charge in things, because you feel like you need a woman approval. And I'm here to tell you that in order to protect the woman and look out for her best interest, you don't necessarily need her approval. If she trusted you to be there, it automatically means that she approve of you taking care of what's needed to be taken care of. You don't need to advise with her on that. And that is what most people often do not understand. So same applies to the leadership of the country. Okay, I can see that my chat is frozen. I want to thank every single one of you who had stopped by. I will see you very soon. And thank you for being with me this hour. I will see you very soon. Thank you. Please write your comments and thoughts below. All right, I appreciate it. And I'm looking forward to seeing you next time. Thank you.